Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Anubhuti and I love to talk about everything beauty related. I love to do product reviews and I love to get use out of my makeup collection. So I do a lot of project planning content, rotating through my makeup collection, selecting products to use, and also planning what I want to hit my planning goes on, etc. So if those are the things you are interested in, please make sure to subscribe before jumping into today's video. As you know from the title, today I'm here with my July month update for No Pan Left Behind Project Plan. If you don't know what No Pan Left Behind Project Plan is, it is basically a project plan where you pick a number of eyeshadow palettes and you use each eyeshadow in that palette at least one time, and then that means you call it No Pan Left Behind in that palette. So yeah, you can pick any number of palettes and then do No Pan Left Behind, and you roll them out and you roll new palettes in. So it is kind of a rolling style project plan. A lot of people do it and everybody does it differently. I like to randomize 3 palettes from my collection and I do No Pan Left Behind them. And every month I come here and update. If I have any rollout, I roll a new palette in its place. I also document if I'm reaching for any other palettes outside this project. If I touch any palette, I have decided to do No Pan Left Behind on it anyways. And so yeah, I document those as well. And yeah, I do like to mention it towards the end of the update that I have done any No Pan Left Behind outside the project. So that is out of the way. I will also link my introduction video here somewhere in case you're interested to check out. But let's jump into the update. I'm going to talk about the products in order they were rolled into the projects. So first palette I want to talk about is here since month of May, and that is Charlotte Tilbury Beautyverse palette. This is a holiday palette from I think a couple of years ago. This is how mine looks like. It has been used a lot of times. There has been like dips in certain things. But yeah, let's talk about as part of this project. I have reached for this palette 3 times, and let's go shade by shade update. So this is called Virtual Taupe. This has 2 usage on it. Supernova Suede, it has 1 usage on it. This is Space Chocolate Future Matte, which is a, I don't know what is called, it's Future Matte. This also has 3 usage on it. In the second row, Cosmic Pink, which is also a matte. This has 3 usage on it. Then we have Cyber Silver, that is a crystal glow shade, and that has 1 usage on it. And then we have Beautyverse, which is a party topper. It has 2 usage on it. In the last row, we have first shade, which is called Planet Pink. It is also crystal glow. This has 2 usage on it. Digital Lilac is also crystal glow, which means I think metallic shade. It also has 1 use on it. And then the last shade, which is called Golden Galaxy, this has 2 usage on it. So this palette is done No Pan Left Behind. So that means this is rolling out of this project. But I do love this palette. I do reach for it. I do like Charlotte Tilbury formula, but I do prefer Charlotte Tilbury's formula from the older style palettes. They used to come into the longer packaging, like Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize or Smoky Eyes are forever. But this is also really good. I do love the shades also, but there is one topper shade which kind of can fall duration of the day, but I don't mind it. I don't mind any glitter fallouts on my place. It's nothing like you're looking like a disco ball. No, that's not happening. So just I wanted to mention it there. Second product I want to talk about is here since last month of June, and that was randomized YSL Couture Mini Clutch. This is how it looks like. This is a beautiful color story. These are my kind of tones, very easy to reach for. This is the first time I've tried YSL formula, and I like it. They are very powdery shades, but they blend themselves on the eyes, so I don't mind. There is a kickoff when you dip your brush, so then you can see this is already very significant dip in it. So there is a lot of it is not very hard pressed, so it is a loosely pressed formula, but it is very finely milled. So as soon as you pick it on the brush, tap off the excess and it blends by itself. But these are pretty tones. I reach for them a lot. This is like my, when I don't have time to think about, I reach for this kind of palette and do look. Let's go for the update. This has also been used 3 times. I've reached for this palette 3 times. Let's go shade by shade. Shade number, this one, first shade, which is light pink, this I used 2 times. This also used 2 times. This is also used 2 times, and the last shade is used 3 times. This is what I have on my crease and as a base today, also for today's look, in collaboration with other palette that I'm going to mention in a while. So this is also done, no pan left behind. Now third palette that was part of this project with Kaja, also since last month. This is Kaja Beauty Bento in the shade 01 Rose Water, and this is all metallic trio. This is kind of all metallic trio. So this is, first one is this light toned topper shade. This is a little bit cool toned. This is a little bit warmer toned. This is a little bit cooler toned, and then the last one is kind of a plum toned shade. And this is what I have on my eyes today, all 3 of the metallics. So this I have in outer V, this I have all over my lids, and this one I have in my inner corner. So I have reached for this palette 2 times. Every shade has 2 usage each. Whenever I reach for this trio, I generally, whenever I reach for any bento box, Kaja bento boxes, I reach for all the shades all together. So I have reached for this total 2 times, and I have reached for each shade 2 times. So that means this is also rolling out. That means we have all the 3 rollouts. Yay! So that means I get a full reset. So I'm kind of also scared and excited both, but let me mention 2 palettes that I reached for outside this project and did not pan left behind. First palette I want to mention is Lisa Eldridge Desert Gleam eyeshadow palette. This is how it looks like. I mentioned it was also part of my deck of panning, I think. Yeah, this is how mine looks like. This shade is hard panning already. I have reached for this palette 2 times so far, and let me go shade by shade usage. So this shade is used 2 times, which is called Dunes, and this is seamless matte, and this is what is having hard pan, which is very weird because other 2 shades which are seamless matte in this is also one more seamless matte, but this doesn't have any problem of hard panning. But yeah, this is called Crisina, which is a Lumina shade that has been used 1 time. Last shade, which is called Acacia, which is also seamless matte, this has been used 1 time. In the second row, Ablaze is used 2 times, which is a metallic. Sahara is a velvet shade, this has been used 1 time. And last shade is called Firefly, this is a metallic, this has been used 1 time. So out of 2 these seamless matte shades, this is hard panning already, and I'm not sure why. Maybe this is just a formula thing or something. But yeah, this is hard panning, but I don't see any problem with this shade. But this shade is kind of doing hard panning. But yeah, anyways, this is no pan left behind done. So this was the first palette that I did no pan left behind outside this project. Another palette that is also no pan left behind done is from Colourpop, and this is the Tinkerbell palette. Sprinkle a Little Magic, and this is how mine looks like. This is also a green color, so that's why if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen a lot of green looks recently, because there were a lot of green palettes I was working on. This I collaborated with Bingo of Shame project on Instagram, and it's a kind of collaboration palette. This palette I used for one of those looks, and I thought, okay, why not do it no pan left behind. So let's go shade by shade. This palette I have reached for total 3 times. So let's go shade by shade. First shade, it is called Second Star. This I reached for 3 times. Small Fairy I reached for 1 time. Big Magic I reached for 2 times. In the second row, I reached for all the 3 shades. Tink, Pink Pixie Dust, Neverland, all 3 of them 1 time each. And in the last row, Sleep, place, between, and awake, all these three I reach for one time each. So this is also no pan left behind done. I still want to create one more look out of this palette, because I do want to reach for this and this shade in a single look. I want to see how I do it, but yeah, this is also no pan left behind done. So in total, I reached for 5 palettes in the last month to do no pan left behind done, and I am also working on a lot of palettes that I am almost no pan left behind done, but we are going to mention those in probably next update. So that means out of 3 palettes that are part of this project, I have rolled out all 3 palettes. I have done no pan left behind on all 3 of them. So that means we get to randomize 3 palettes. Let's do it. Let me open my Tiny Decisions app on my phone, and then we can randomize. Let me open my no pan left behind and Project Level Up wheel, and let's randomize the first palette. That is Urban Decay Space Cowboy Quad. I've already done no pan left behind on this one, so I'm not gonna do another one on this. So let's roll another one. Dior Backstage Eyeshadow Palette Limited Edition 011 Silver Essentials. Okay, that is probably untouched palette in my collection. Then we have Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. Okay, perfect. Let's do a third one. BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles. Okay, I am happy with the roll ends, because the color stories are quite summery, springy summery. So we are out of spring, but we are in proper summer, but those are like colorful palettes in my collection. So let me grab those palettes and I will be back. Okay, so I'm back with the palettes. The first palette that is randomized today is from Dior, and it is the Dior Backstage eyeshadow palette, and this is in the Silver Essentials. I think this is from a holiday release. This is how it looks like. This is pretty cool toned color story, which I don't mind, because the other 2 are slightly warmer toned, and I think this is also nice. These are the shades, easy to reach for shades. So then I'm gonna keep it. I'm happy. This is a 9 pan eyeshadow palette. So this is the first roll in. The second one is Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. This is how it is. This is also a little bit, I think this is also pretty neutral, except for the first row. So yeah, a lot of mattes to play with, and this is also pretty colorful. Look, I love this palette. This has been used before, but this is an 18 pan eyeshadow palette, so also a bigger palette in my collection. So yeah, this is the second one, and then the last palette is BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles palette. And I was influenced to buy this one after seeing, I think, Sarah Rose. She used to love this palette a lot. She used to use it a lot. This is very unlike me. I am afraid of colors, but I thought if I would ever reach for it, this would be the color story. I do like the metallics here, and this is also quite metallic shades heavy palette. So I decided to pick this up off of Vinted. This is brand new. This has plastic on and everything, and I have not reached for it at all. I have not purchased it last year, I think. But yeah, this is my third palette. So I'm pretty happy that this is rolled in. So finally this can be used. So 16 pan palette. So I have a 9 pan, 18 pan, and a 16 pan palette. Unlike last time when I had smaller palettes and easy to roll out, this is going to need some work. So there might not be many palettes that I reach outside this project. But yeah, so that is it for today's update. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Till next time, have a good day, good night, depending on wherever you are, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.